Welcome to this demonstration of the University of Connecticut Voter Center's Audit Station. The development of Audit Station is continually supported by the Connecticut Secretary of the State's Office and has been supported by a grant from the Election Assistance Commission. In this video, we will demonstrate using Audit Station to start a new machine-assisted audit. So we select New Audit and supply a session identifier for this session. We will use this election configuration we have prepared. This election configuration includes two ballot types. Since we'll be auditing official ballots exclusively, we can deselect the absentee ballot type. We can leave both ballot types selected, but by deselecting the absentee ballot type, if any absentee ballots get mixed in, the auditor will receive an error message that that ballot type is not recognized. With our first batch of ballots already inserted into the automatic document feeder, we can click Next Batch to start scanning ballots. Over in Audit Station, ballots are displayed in the order in which they are scanned. While ballots are still being scanned, we can start to review the ballots which have already been processed. Audit Station highlights bubbles containing votes in green. This first ballot contains a mark which may be a stray mark or an incompletely filled bubble. This is a questionable vote. Questionable votes are highlighted in red in Audit Station. If the auditors agree that this is indeed a vote, they may override the determination made by Audit Station by clicking on the bubble area and changing the determination in the dialog box which appears. In fact, auditors may override any determination made by Audit Station. There are also two ballots which contain overvotes, races where the voter has voted for more candidates than they are allowed. The bubbles involved in an overvote are marked in red in the corner of the rectangle containing the voting areas for the selected candidates. Auditors can and should inspect each ballot image before committing the batch and moving on to the next batch of ballots. Once a batch is committed, Audit Station will print a batch cover sheet to the default printer. Once printed, the auditor should flip the stack of ballots comprising the batch and place the cover sheet on top. Since the scanner document feeder pulls ballots from the bottom of the stack, the bottom ballot on the scanner was the first scanned. We are then ready for the next batch of ballots. Batches of 40 to 60 ballots work best with the document feeders currently in use. Of course, ballots may be inserted into the document feeder in any orientation. Once again, we see one ballot with a questionable vote, and two ballots containing overvotes. If the auditors agree they can override the questionable vote, they may also leave the determination as questionable. Including questionable votes in the audit defines a range of votes for that candidate. That is, the number of votes reported by the tabulator is expected to be between the number of undisputed votes and the number of undisputed votes plus questionable votes inclusive. Once auditors have inspected all ballot images in the batch, they are ready to commit the batch and scan the next batch. You may notice that, once complete, the time Audit Station took to process a batch appears in the upper right-hand corner of the window containing ballot images. This can be enabled or disabled in Audit Station preferences. These simulated batches are composed of the same testing ballots. Each batch is being scanned in a different orientation of the paper ballots. You may notice that the order in which the ballots were scanned in the last two batches is the reverse of the first two batches. Finally, we show that once a batch is committed, it is possible to rescan the batch and revisit any decisions made as to overriding determination of voter intent on the ballots in that batch. In the last batch, we did not override the questionable vote on one of the ballots. We can rescan that batch by flipping that stack over so that the batch cover sheet is at the bottom of the stack of ballots and rescanning that batch. This allows us to reinterpret any vote determination made by Audit Station. Rescanning the batch with its cover sheet replaces the result of any previous scan of that batch. Once all batches have been scanned, we can close the audit. Note, once the audit has been closed, no ballots may be rescanned or added to the audit. We can print a report containing the vote tallies for all candidates on the ballot and any questions. We can also export a comma-separated value file containing all cast vote records for ballots in the audit. This is particularly useful when conducting a risk-limiting audit. This concludes our Audit Station demo. Thank you for watching.